Hey guys, it's Victoria and welcome back to FemmeHead. Today I want to talk about morning pages. It is a type of journaling that I do almost every morning, and I mentioned it in a couple of my recent videos where I talked about journaling and I did my 30-day journal challenge and all that jazz, and I wanted to make a separate video about morning pages. I've talked about it before. This is my current morning pages journal, and I have probably about 10 pages left to fill up before I need to grab out a new notebook. But I also grabbed all of my old morning pages notebooks just to show you how, not like how long I've been doing it, but like how long I've been doing it. Basically to say this isn't something that I've just been doing for a week or for 30 days. Like, I've been doing this for years. I think my earliest one we'll have to look through. This one is from December 2015. Yeah, I think this might be the first one because it was December 1st. And I said, okay, so it's December, I guess. I heard about morning pages a while ago and it helped me start writing every day in my journal. Oh, this one says August 15th to January 2017. So maybe I jumped around a bit. I must have lost and started other journals. So it looks like it all started in 2015, and it's something that I've been doing ever since, and we are nearing the end of 2018. So it's been 3 years almost, I want to say, at least, depending on whether those dates are correct or not. This is the one type of daily journaling that I think would benefit everyone, regardless of your age, your job, your place in life, where you live, any of that. I think this is universally beneficial. And I can tell a definite, noticeable difference between when I am consistently doing this every morning and when I am not. So I'm actually waiting to get the book, The Artist's Way, from the library. This book, you've probably heard of it if you are at all familiar with morning pages. And whenever I talk about morning pages, sometimes people jump down my throat and they're like, you gotta mention Julia Cameron, you gotta mention The Artist's Way. I haven't read it yet, and that's not where I discovered morning pages, but I'm pretty sure that's where it originates from. Don't jump down my throat if I'm wrong or if I'm right. I'm gonna be reading it. But anyways, when you hear people talk about morning pages, oftentimes they will mention Julia Cameron, and she has a lovely quote on her website of like what morning pages is by her definition. I'm going to read it off my computer real quick. She says, morning pages are 3 pages of longhand stream of consciousness writing, done first thing in the morning. There is no wrong way to do morning pages. They are not a high art. They are not even writing. They are about anything and everything that crosses your mind, and they are for your eyes only. Morning pages provoke, clarify, comfort, cajole, prioritize, and synchronize the day at hand. Do not overthink morning pages. Just put 3 pages of anything on the page and do 3 more pages tomorrow. So I've talked about morning pages a lot before, but it is so beneficial, and I'm gonna kind of go through and share some of the benefits that I find from it and talk a little bit more about it today. I find that the habit of morning pages helps to clear my mind from the day before. We often don't realize how much is going on inside of our brains and how much we hold on to, whether they're like memories or thoughts, things that annoyed us, whatever it may be, we're holding on to those. And even if we're not thinking of them on the surface level, they're floating in there and they're taking up mind space and thought space. It is an amazing way to just clear all that out. I look at morning pages as a way to like literally scoop everything out from my subconscious, because as you write, things bubble to the surface that are gonna bubble to the surface anyways at some point down the road, and it's best to just bubble them up and get them out of the way, get them onto a piece of paper, put them somewhere else. It gives your mind this reassurance that these thoughts or these ideas, these important things are somewhere documented and you can let them go, like your mind can release them. It is a great way to think through my day, the goals I have for myself, and kind of the big important to-dos that I need to get done that day. I remember things or ideas that I had forgotten, and because of this, I always keep my scratch notebook next to me while I'm doing morning pages, and I will just jot out things that come to the surface that I'm like, I need to remember that, I need to remember that, because it's just another way of just putting it down on paper, and that way I don't need to just remember it up here. I have something I can reference back to, something physical I can look at and say to myself, these are the to-dos that I need to do today, or I need to put on my ongoing to-do list so I can get them done at some point. And it is amazing the things that come to the surface that you completely forgotten about, and they might not be the most important things that need to get done right that moment, but they are things that are important to you and you do want to get done at some point in time. As the name of it suggests, morning pages are something you do first thing in the morning, and it is a great way for me to sort of warm up and wake up my mind for the day instead of just jumping straight into work. And I do sometimes go through these phases. I'm just coming out of one actually, where I get so excited for what I get to do for work that day that I just want to get right to it. But taking the time to delay that, taking the time to do morning pages in the morning restructures my day and how I go about it, and it really benefits me in how much I get done and what I get done. If something is bothering me, I can have a rant session in my morning pages and just get it all out. Putting it down on paper, you feel satisfied with ranting about it. It's the same as talking to a friend or whatever it may be. It's just a great way to like brain vomit your thoughts and feelings. And if I'm ever feeling like a broken record about a certain topic, if I feel like people are tired of listening to me talk about it over and over again, but I don't feel like I've gotten it out of my system, morning page is another place where I can just talk about it each day if I need to and not feel guilty or like embarrassed about talking about it too much. You do not need a fancy notebook, nice pens or anything like that. I would suggest having a pen that is comfortable to hold and like the ink flows easily, because you're going to be writing 3 pages, and writing for 15 to 30 minutes can take a strain on your wrist if you don't have a decent pen. But I literally just used these cheap old notebooks. These are back from when I was homeschooled. I got these from my mom's house. It does not need to be fancy, and I love that about this type of journaling. Normally I wake up, I go to the bathroom, I make a cup of coffee. While that's brewing, I tidy up like my kitchen and my living room. I make my bed, and then I take my cup of coffee, I come back here and I sit and I do my morning pages before I do anything else. I'll often like light a candle and put on some music, but the first thing that I actually do is morning pages. And I think the most important thing to know about doing this is to not overthink it. That is one of the things I love so much about it. I don't feel like I have to be poetic or well-spoken. I don't have to worry about grammar or spelling or my ideas and thoughts jumping all over the place and it being a jumbled mess. It doesn't matter. It is just a place for whatever is up here to get out onto paper, so it's not up here anymore. I often write about the previous day and kind of things that happened, things I want to talk about or think through, if anything's annoying me or if anything is still bothering me from the day before or a month ago or a year ago. I can talk about that in morning pages. I will also then go into what I want to get done that day, and it helps me think through those very important things on my to-do list, and so I can focus on those instead of the piddly stuff that doesn't matter and missing out on the really important things. Not only does morning pages clear out my mind for the day, but I feel so much more focused, motivated, and productive, and also I just have a positive outlook on the day, and I'm excited to get into what it is I need to do for the day. I also create a killer to-do list from morning pages. It's not me going back over morning pages. It's as I'm doing morning pages, things will come to mind. I'll just jot it down really quick on my scratch notebook and then go back to doing my morning pages, and then something else will come up and I'll jot it down and I'll look at this list afterwards and I'm like, God, there's some good stuff on here. Like whether it's ideas, actual to-dos, things unrelated to work, things I want to think about, things I want to research, things I want to try out, ideas I want to do in the future, maybe content ideas. There's so much that comes out of morning pages. It's just amazing. Like I said, it's just such a great way for me to warm up my mind for the day, and essentially it like helps me put my head on straight before heading into the work day. It really helps me prioritize what I need to do that day, because before I even start working, I've already thought through the very first thing I'm going to do and why that is important and why that is going to get me to the next step and the next level that I'm trying to get to. And so it's not just me sitting down and going like, God, what should I work on today? I know exactly what I need to do because I've already thought through why certain things are important. So I highly recommend morning pages. It is really not complicated. There are no rules to it. Just get a blank notebook. It does not have to be fancy. Grab a pen you like writing with and just sit and write whatever is in your mind. Don't worry about spelling. Don't worry about grammar. Don't worry about handwriting or anything or making it sound nice. Just brain vomit. Okay guys, that's what I have to say about morning pages today. Let me know down below if you do them or something similar and the benefits you see from it. Don't forget to subscribe to FemmeHead for more of me, and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed today's content, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!